On October 10th, this is the park where it all happened. This is where me and my uncle was parked right here. It was parked 5 parking spaces away from us, all the way over here. And Lauderdale was in the passenger seat already with his door open. So he got out the car and walked towards our car pretty fast. They was saying, "What's all that you was talking on Twitter, this and then he yanked the car door open, and my uncle trying to close his door because he don't know what's going on. So when he closed his door, when he was trying to close the door, he got shot right here, and he laid right here, right by our car.
On Saturday, October 10, 2020, police was dispatched to Seabourn Creek Sports Complex in Rosenberg, Fort Bend County, Texas, in reference to a shooting. In a sworn probable cause affidavit, Officer P. Martin, badge number 601, stated that when he arrived on the scene, he immediately overheard another officer observe a male subject running toward the park. He also stated he observed Hamilton standing next to his nephew, Eric Clark, and he demanded them to get on the ground. Witnesses claim that that's not true. Witnesses stated that Hamilton and his nephew sat in Indian style in front of the sports complex and waited for the police to arrive because Hamilton was attacked by the deceased. They were never asked to get on the ground because they were already on the ground. The deceased was recently married to the mother of Hamilton's kids. She stated in the sworn police report that the deceased and Hamilton's son was walking toward the park, and Hamilton opened the driver door and yelled to the deceased, "What's that you was talking about?" She also stated that she observed Hamilton pull out a gun and fire one round, striking the deceased in the stomach. In the court hearing on December 15, 2020, under oath, she was asked, what did Mr. Hamilton say to her or the deceased when he arrived to the park for his son's football game? She stated that Mr. Hamilton never said a word and that he was just smiling. She stated that her husband asked Mr. Hamilton, "Why are you smiling so much? What's funny?" Then he approached Hamilton's vehicle. She was also asked, "Did your husband pull Hamilton's door open?" She replied that she does not know because she turned her head for a second. In the police reports October 10th and at the court hearing December 15th, she stated that she immediately ran towards the deceased as he was lying next to the rear of Hamilton's vehicle. Clearly obvious that he wasn't walking towards the park as she stated before. Hamilton stated that he tried to abandon the encounter in previous text messages held by the state, stating that he will not say anything to the deceased at his son's football game, and that the mother of his kids replied, "Who Chile, you scary." Hamilton stated that he tried to abandon the attack by closing his car door when the deceased approached him, but the deceased yanked the door open. There was also a kid and 2 adults who saw the deceased also attack Mr. Hamilton. One of the adults was the referee for the game that day, and he also gave a statement to the police and Hamilton's lawyer. Hamilton stated that if evidence wasn't tampered with, forensics would show that the gunpowder in and on his car where he was attacked. One of the officers that arrested Hamilton claimed that he came from home and didn't have his body cam. He also claimed that his dash cam wasn't on because he was in a personal vehicle. Another officer claimed that he had a malfunctioning body cam that he restarted. Hamilton stated that every officer that approached him had on body cams and arrived in black Rosenberg police trucks. Hamilton stated that Rosenberg police are trying to hide the fact that he sat and waited on their arrival. Hamilton stated that his lawyer filed for a motion of discovery. The prosecutor has not turned over the phone records or the surveillance footage from the attack. This is a case in which Hamilton shot Mr. Lauderdale once in the abdomen in self-defense. Hamilton has been indicted for first-degree murder, and his bond is set at $500,000. Hamilton stated that if he didn't have a lawyer, all evidence in his favor would not be mentioned and vanish. Hamilton stated that there was no way he could safely get out of his car and protect himself. From all the evidence everyone has, it's clear to see that Mr. Lauderdale was an offense of Penal Code 2201, assault, and Penal Code 2002, unlawful restraint. Penal Code 931 says a person is justified in using force against another if the person knew or had reason to believe that the person against whom the force was used unlawfully and with force entered or attempt to enter unlawfully and with force the person's occupied habitation, vehicle, place of business, or employment, or if the person against whom the force was used unlawfully and with the force removed or was attempting to remove unlawfully with the force the actor from the actor's habitation, vehicle, place of business, or employment. Hamilton asked if the state can stop the slander to his reputation, and he also asked that the state would not deprive a free citizen of his rights. Also, the mother of Hamilton's kids recently posted, "What's behind this smile would kill you." She has also been vandalizing the neighborhood.